Record. Welcome, everybody. We've got a nice group here live with me. And for those of you watching the video, welcome as well. We're here to talk about Cancer season and Archangel Gabriel. Archangel Gabriel is one of the few archangels that is actually mentioned in every Christian Bible that has been printed. There are only a couple of archangels that are referenced by name in Christian Bibles: Michael, Raphael, and Gabriel. So this is pretty special to be in Archangel Gabriel season. For those of you who don't know me and are watching for the first time, I am a psychic healer, channeler, coach. I channel angel energy. I've been studying angel lore for a number of years now. And my mission is to educate people about angels, angel numbers, and all things spiritual, so we could all lead a spiritual life and fulfill our soul's purpose. You're going to hear a lot about archangels. This part of the month is Archangel Gabriel. For those of you who don't know or need a refresher, God created 15 archangels. So 3 of the 15 manage the other angels. Their job is to make sure the other archangels and guardian angels are doing their job. They're kind of like leadership, right? They're the managers: Michael, Raphael, and Haniel. Every other archangel is associated with a zodiac sign, and the gifts that they possess and their abilities to help really align with energies of that zodiac sign to complement the sign and help you work through whatever you need to work through. So if you are a Cancer, if you have Cancer anywhere in your chart, then Archangel Gabriel is one of the archangels that may be working with you and you don't even know it. I also talk about angel numbers. I had an angel number masterclass, and thank you to the person who you are who attended. The thing about angel numbers is it is the divine's way of communicating with us. And honestly, they can't really talk to us, and they use numbers to send messages. Each number, 0 through 9, each number 0 through 9 has its own meaning. Unlike numerology, where we add all the numbers up to come up with a single number, when you work with angel numbers or see an angel number or a number pattern over and over again, literally you need to take each number for the value that it has. So let's take today. Today is 6/20, right? June 20th. So 6 is all about the physical material world, 2 for relationships, and 0 is the divine. 0 is a divinely inspired message. So today is a day to look at how you are navigating through the material world. Do you have emotional connections with things? Are you hanging on to things, right? You can't throw something out. You can't, purge a closet because you're hanging on to things. Do you get in trouble financially because you have too much credit, because you're buying too many things, right? You're getting pleasure from the act of buying and shopping. And I have to say that that's one of my demons that I struggle with. I love to shop. So that's something I have as ongoing as one of my struggles on this earth. And then what earthly relationships need attention? These are things that may crop up that would resonate with the number 6/20. So for today, really journal about how you relate to the material world. Maybe ask the archangels for divine guidance. Archangel Gabriel would be a great archangel to ask for guidance today, because we are in Cancer. Also, if your challenge is really more about finances and money and job, you may want to talk to Archangel Chamuel or Metatron, right? So journal about what it is in the material world that is getting in the way of your spiritual journey, and then ask for divine guidance on how to make the changes necessary. So 7s and a 0. Okay, Tiffany, is that your number, 7770? We can talk about what that means a little later. That's interesting. If 7 is your number and you get that many, oh, that's your birthday. Oh, well, that's even more interesting. 7770. Well, actually, it's 771970. In angel numbers, we take every single number, we don't skip one. So it'd be 771970. And we can talk about what that means later. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I have a sister-in-law who was born 11/11, 1960. So yeah, 11/11. That's another powerful birthday. All right. Angel numbers. So angel number 6, the month of June, right? June, we're the 6th month in the calendar. June is all about angel number 6, which is all about the man-made world, the material world. June is one of those months where we need to look at our relationship with earthly things. And it's really interesting that it's tied to June because, you know, most places in the Northern Hemisphere were in summer. We've planted everything we're going to plant. It's not time to sow it yet. School has ended. You know, even in work, people are taking vacations. We're, you know, going out in the evening. We're doing things outside, going to picnics and outdoor concerts. And we are actually in the month of June coming out and interacting with the material world in a very different way than we do in May or July or any other month. So it's really interesting that this is the month to look at your relationship with the material world. So in June, you need to look at your successes and what made your successes, your relationship with money, maybe your balance between the material and spiritual worlds, right? It's really to, as you go along your spiritual journey and look at how you can be better, look at those earthly things and where might you be out of balance? Where have you erred on the side of material? Anything man-made, anything not divinely inspired or soul bearing. Interesting, if you felt an energy shift earlier this week, today, you may feel it over the weekend. But the first half of the month, we were with Archangel Zadkiel. And his energy is really, he's about, forgiving people and leaving the past and starting anew in a positive way, ending things formally, and kind of saying, okay, I'm sort of I accept what happened, I'm moving forward, the next thing will be better. He also is the archangel for students taking tests. The early June is a big end of school season, end of semester, finals, right? Graduation. So that's the energy of the first part of the month. As we get to the second half of the month, we are with Archangel Gabriel in Cancer. Archangel Gabriel's energy is really around communication and parenting. And isn't it interesting that parenting energy comes right at the season when most kids are out of school, right? I know there's like Montessori and homeschooling where sometimes people school all year long, but in most public schools or private schools, June is the month where kids are home and parents now have to deal with kids underfoot all day. Archangel Gabriel, one of his things is to help with parenting. It's kind of amazing that that falls into June, right in that month when the kids all of a sudden are underneath your feet. So who is Archangel Gabriel? So I said that he's one of the few archangels that are actually mentioned in every Christian Bible. And he is mentioned by name because he is the archangel that told Mary that she was going to have a baby and to call him Jesus. So Archangel Gabriel was the archangel that came to Mary and told her that she was to do this. And in that way, Archangel Gabriel is the archangel for parenting, right? Helping Mary be prepared for parenting, communication, spreading the word, and spiritual awakening, answering your call. Archangel Gabriel was also the archangel that told the shepherds about the Jesus Christ baby's birth. So he is the archangel for communicating when the divine is happening, when a message from the divine is asking you to do something, or you're calling to do something from the divine. You will know Archangel Gabriel because his halo is copper, like his trumpet, right? Archangel Gabriel and his trumpet. His really halo color is copper. And so when you see like copper tones, or even like when the sunlight comes through the clouds and you get that like coppery gold kind of tone that sometimes you see coming through, or you may notice, think of that as really Archangel Gabriel kind of saying, hey, don't forget, right? I'm here, I'm calling you, stay on your path. You may not notice it because it could be subtle, but it's really a sign from him for you to stay on your path. His name actually means strength of God, because he is one of the key messengers of God, for people to answer the call of the divine, whether it's a call to a vocation, a call to help, to help a child, a call for you to, slap upside the head because you're stuck in the material world. You need to, focus on your spiritual world. So here are some ways you can talk to Archangel Gabriel. Thank him for helping you in parenting your children. Ask him to watch over them and keep them from harm's way. Thanking him for clear messages, or even asking him for a message if you are seeking guidance in your spiritual life, or guidance in parenting, or guidance in just communication in general. So really an interesting archangel. He doesn't probably get as much credit or fanfare as some of the others, but he's a very, very important archangel. And, most archangels are not in the written modern day Christian Bibles anymore, but they keep him in there. So he is truly special. Any questions about this thus far? Have you got any questions about Archangel Gabriel, who he is, how to work with him, how he ties into June and Cancer? All right. So think about Archangel Gabriel and his purpose. And we are now going to move into what I believe are the key astrology events that are happening between now and early July, that really tie into the energy of Archangel Gabriel. We had earlier this week Mercury entering Cancer and Venus entering Cancer. Interesting energy around that. We've got tomorrow the Capricorn full moon. The 29th, which is a week from Saturday, we have Saturn retrograde in Pisces. Really interesting retrograde. And then on July 2nd, Neptune is retrograde on July 2nd, and Mercury moves into Leo. So Mercury is actually moving into Leo a little earlier than when the Leo sun sign will start, and there's going to be some energy shift, particularly as Neptune goes retrograde at the same time. So to talk about our first event, Mercury and Venus in Cancer. You couldn't get two separate planets aligned in the same sign that are at polar opposite if you tried, right? So Mercury is thought, speak, communication, right? Venus is feeling and emotion, what you feel versus what you think and communicate. So for both of them to be coming front and center earlier this week, you may have already found that you are talking about your feelings, or you're more emotional, or you're understanding people's feelings better, or maybe the opposite. You're like, whoa, I don't see where you're coming from. Maybe someone who normally doesn't talk about how they feel are approaching you about how they feel. But this is all about emotional expression, talking about our emotions, and really speaking what you feel, merging that heart and mind. This is also a very particular energy for your intuitive abilities. You may be getting messages during this conjunction of Mars and Venus in Cancer at the same time. You may be getting more intuitive messages than normal, or than you ever have. Your dreams may become more meaningful. People may be talking to you in your dreams. So kind of go with the flow. Watch your own emotional lexicon, right? Watch how you are talking to people. Archangel Gabriel, Archangel of communication, right? He's here to help you express yourself. So really be careful with how you are talking to others, and make sure you're not overreacting, I guess is the right word, to what's going on, because you've got this emotional upheaval happening at the same time you feel comfortable talking about it, because Mercury is right there with Venus in Cancer. So this may or may not explain some things. It certainly did for me in my personal life the other day. So this is one aspect that will be around until Mercury leaves Cancer July 2nd. Venus will remain there a little longer, but Mercury will leave July 2nd. So this energy is going to be around through the end of the month. So kind of, just think twice before you speak, and feel comfortable being you don't need more emotion. Yeah, I'm a Virgo Taurus, Tiffany, so whenever this emotional stuff happens, I never know how to deal with it. So really think twice about those emotions as they come up, but know that this is an okay time to talk about how you've been feeling, and know that it's not like, oh my God, am I going crazy? It is the energy that is out there right now. And pay attention to those dreams. Your intuitive abilities are heightened over these next couple of weeks, and you may have more predictive dreams. You may have more messages coming to you in your dreams. You may even feel people and sensing your spirit team might be even a little closer to you during the next couple of weeks. Next up, we have June 21st, which is tomorrow. We have a Capricorn full moon. A Capricorn full moon is really kind of the time to look at your results. Look at the results of whatever endeavors you've been working on, right? It's the time to go, okay, what have I been working on? What have I invested in? What have I been spending my energy on? And what have those results been? If you've done things right and things are going right, then keep going and move along, and you're on a good pace, you've hit your stride. If really it's not where you think they should be, or you don't see the progress in a project or in something you're doing, you don't see the progress as far as you may want it to be, you know, then it may be time to just kind of take a look and reassess. Because the Capricorn full moon is going to expose really what the results of your energies, you know, over the past year, 12, 14 months ish or so. So it will be a good time to kind of go, oh, okay, yeah, it's going all right as expected. And if not, it is time to maybe adjust your path and go, you know, in a different direction. So that's tomorrow's full moon. So take the time to kind of sit back and assess, are you where you feel you should be? And if not, it's an excellent opportunity to change. You have an estate seller coming to your house, so you can release some of the excellent, Lori, good job. And Tiffany, you haven't remembered your dreams for years. So wow. That you should be remembering your dreams. When we don't remember our dreams, our subconscious is blocking it from our conscious for some reason. So there are some techniques that you can use to yeah, if you don't remember dreaming, I guarantee you are, but there are techniques to remember your dreams. But yeah, you really should be dreaming. Everyone really does dream every night. And remembering them is and understanding them is really key to our spiritual health, because our subconscious is working when we're sleeping to play back all those things they picked up so that we can understand what we're wrestling with and how to move forward. Your spirit team that surrounds you also talks to you in your dreams as well. Particularly if you're not someone who has learned how to channel or mediumship, your spirit team will also talk to you in your dreams. So maybe you and I may need to get together and do a session, and I can help you tap into how to remember your dreams, or how to actually even remember that you did dream, because that's not very healthy to not do that. You really need to honor that, because that is a part of your emotional and spiritual, you know, evolutionary healing process. All right, so I love this picture of Saturn. It was so cool. It had all the purple and blues. It was taken from the Hubble telescope. I found it on the internet in some freeware picture place. So June 29th, which is a week from Saturday. So Saturn will retrograde in Pisces. When this happens, when Saturn retrogrades in Pisces, that's retrograde is always right? We're redoing, reflecting, reviewing, revising. When it's in Pisces, it's all about emotions, dreams, thoughts, hopes, things that are not, you know, material and tangible. And so what can happen when this occurs is you can either get wistful about the past and unhappy with the present because you're thinking too, you know, romantically about the past and only remembering the good parts and not the bad parts, like, oh, I only wish if it were like blah blah blah. Or you get stuck rehashing things that you actually begin to limit yourself in what you dream or plan or hope, because you're in, oh, that you know, in reflecting what I wanted, what I did, what goals I set out that I didn't make, you get yourself in this negative, oh God, I couldn't do it then, why am I going to be able to do it now? So when Saturn retrogrades into Pisces, it's a very important time to do a meditation or find a healer to help you get rid of your emotional baggage. This is even a really good time to do some past life regression sessions to really understand how your karmic, past lives are impacting your baggage in your current life. I guarantee you, everyone who does this as a business like myself have gone through clearing of emotional baggage. I can't tell you how much emotional baggage I had prior to 3 years ago that I had to release in order to be able to do this work and to tap into my abilities and to have the confidence that I can do what I can do. So while Saturn is retrograde in Pisces, I really encourage you to do whatever you need to do to tap into that, because this is a really good time to putting things aside, finally releasing of things, and having your future, your destiny, your karma realigned to get you on the right path, particularly when Saturn begins to go direct again. And I wish I had that date. I don't. I meant to research what date it goes. It comes out of Pisces in retrograde, but you all can Google it yourselves as well. But really take the time to do that so you can come out of this on the right path karmically. For those of you who may not really understand karma and divine law, so one of the principles of divine law, and divine law is living a spiritually based life. It's not a religion, or it's not a religious tenet. It's just a principle that whatever you put out, you will get back. If you put out more good than bad, you will get more good than bad. If you put out more bad than good, you will get more bad than good. Karma, you may have heard the saying, karma is a bitch. And she is, because if you continue to do bad things or crap on other people, or know something is wrong but do it anyway, that karma buildup is going to eventually come back and come splattering at you in many, many ways. So this is a really good period of time where you can kind of clear that energy, that negativity, and move forward and like realign your karmic path. So it starts the 29th. I don't know when it ends, but I would encourage you between the 29th and like July 10, 11 to kind of get that done. Really important, because you'd be amazed at what might be sitting out there, hanging out there. November 15th. Thank you. Thank you, Tiffany. November 15th, 2025. So you have got well over a year to clear your karma. And I'll tell you, it took me about 2 years to clear all my icky old stuff that was connected to me at a karmic level. So really, you got 2 years to figure it out, which is great, because sometimes you need that. All right. So July 2nd. I put this in here because this really also ties to the July 29th Saturn retrograde. Neptune also goes retrograde. And in addition to the Neptune retrograde, Mercury moves into Leo earlier than actually when Leo shows up on the astrology charts. So that is a pretty significant energy shift. The longer, the better. Yeah, you got time, but don't wait. Don't wait till October of next year to clear the karma. You can't do it in a couple of weeks. Now, with Neptune retrograde until December, I hate to say this, people, but if you listened to my report, I want to say in May, or was it April? April or May, when I said this was the best period astrologically that we're going to have this year, we are now entering some of the worst astrological periods energy-wise. Neptune retrograde brings foggy brain. It brings like you are a normally sharp and smart person, but you feel like, oh my God, why did I do that? Right? It's just like, why did I drop that? Why did I lose that? Why, when Neptune goes retrograde, you have to work 3, 4, 5 times as hard to remain grounded so your energy is sharp and clear and focused. Every day, do some kind of grounding, whether it's through an essential oil, which what I use, through a meditation, through literally being outside and having your feet in the dirt and working in the physical ground so that your body is connecting to the energy of this earth. It's really important to do that, because you're going to feel like you're kind of all over the place, like you're not yourself, like you're not centered. So really work on your grounding between July 2nd and December 7th, I believe, early December. Because of that, this is also a great time for honing your intuition and working through that karma, because as Neptune goes retrograde, it will be easier for you to do your reflection, right? It's another planet in a mode where you can work on what it is you need to work on, right? And the intuition part comes to play because when your earthly brain and when your connection to the earth is getting foggy, we need to trust our intuition that much more. We need to heighten our abilities to, what I always say, trust your gut, right? Trust your gut thinking on what is right and what isn't right. So a really good opportunity for those of you who haven't yet explored getting in touch with your intuition. Yeah, Saturn does go retrograde every year. It just matters when is it going and how long it stays there. So this is a really, really interesting time. And I have a couple cards that sort of point to it. Because remember that we also have Pluto in Aquarius right now. And that is a very high intuitive karma working energy as well. So all of this is building, right, for us to trust our intuition, be more spiritual, work through our karma, get ourselves clean, because it's going to be really, really important when Pluto stations. It's going to go off of Aquarius for like 4, 5, 6 weeks maybe, and then back for like 20 some years. And so working through your karma, because when Pluto was in Aquarius, that is literally the age of Aquarius, the age of knowing. The spiritual age begins to awaken. And when the spiritual age begins to awaken, karma takes its whacks at people. It will not treat you well if you have not resolved, where you have not been a good citizen of the earth spiritually. And then the other thing with Mercury and Leo, it will heighten your creativity. It'll heighten your ability to get your ideas started. It also gives you the ability to be a little more friendly when you communicate to people. If you tend to be a person who is very formal in your communication or very businesslike, even in your personal life, you're going to find that you may be a little looser. So now might be a really good time if you ever wanted to start a blog, or if you are writing a book, and you're in the middle of writing a book, you may find that your style of writing may change a little bit in the chapters you're working on when Mercury is in Leo. It just makes your communication style a little less formal. It also helps you focus on the positives, on what you have that is positive. And that is really key through working towards your karma and for abundance. Being grateful for the things you have and for the positives in your life brings forth more abundance, cleanses the karma to say, yeah, you're learning, you are grateful for what you have. And so this Mercury and Leo energy really helps us to make some of that happen. And so it may change some of the people you work with, you live with. You may find that they're a little more positive and upbeat than they normally are. That's when Mercury hits Leo, that kind of energy is what happens. Okay, any questions on that before I get into my channeled messages? And thank you all for your comments. And Lisa is an astrologer, so I trust her information to be accurate. So thank you, Lisa, for your contributions. Okay, so my channeled messages. So the first one, the first card that came up was Archangel Sandalphon and the Unity card. And this really signals, as the very first card that popped out, a focus on spirituality. Archangel Sandalphon is the archangel to send your prayers up to the divine, up to heaven, God, source, whatever you call it. He is the archangel to do that and expedite them. One of two archangels that were human before they became angels. So he has because of when he was on this earth as a prophet, he was the prophet Elijah. When Elijah died, became Archangel Sandalphon. So, well, what we know today is Sandalphon. He was given a different name and then it was changed. Long story there. But so focus on your spirituality. It really amens the message of June, which is, take a look at where you're at in the material world. This is to remember you to focus your spirituality, and Archangel Sandalphon is here to take your prayers straight up, express train up to God source, whatever you believe it, their prayers are going. The Queen of Water. Queen of Water is all about relationships, the deepening of relationships, and how we can make our relationships deeper and richer. So really goes along with the placement of Venus right now, right? We now have, so don't forget to, and of course, the whole focus on what are we doing on this earth. So if there are relationships that you feel you want to take to the next level, relationships that, feel you've neglected, you want to like re-energize, really good time this next June 20th to July 17th to really make that happen. The energy is there. Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is not necessarily a very positive financial card. Those of you that may have seen my prediction video or some of my videos from the end of last year or beginning of this year, I mentioned a lot about how as long as you have done your work, as long as you watched your spend, your money will be okay. That is this card, the Seven of Earth. The Seven of Earth is okay. There are setbacks, business setbacks, personal finance setbacks. There are setbacks. Things are not flowing through. Money, sources of money are not flowing through the way they were before. It is also the card that says, if you have done your work, if you have prepared, you know, and saved appropriately, not overspent, you will be okay. You will absolutely be okay. So if you haven't and you're feeling a struggle, it is temporary, but you will feel the pinch, you know, for the next 4 weeks. It will. I haven't looked at beyond that what's going to happen, but you will feel a pinch. So this is the card that's like, okay, if you did your work at the beginning of the year, you're going to be fine. If you didn't, you may find yourself in a little financial trouble. So if you have a plan, continue to work it. If you don't, I would relook at what you're spending your money on and do some real conservative, serious tweaking of your financial output. And it's temporary. No, because Seven of Earth is temporary. It's like, okay, we're going to stop this for a while. It's not permanent. It's not saying, oh my God, the tower, everything's collapsing. It's just temporary. The energy's not there right now. The next card, the High Priestess with Archangel Haniel. Archangel Haniel, divine feminine energy, that divine feminine intuition. Honestly, this is her reminding you that while your abilities are heightened, your intuitive abilities are heightened, you must trust in them. If you feel it's right, if you feel it's wrong, if you're getting a message, if things are popping into your head and you don't understand why, kind of take a step back and kind of go, wait a minute, where did that come from? I am claircognizant, which means I get downloads, I get thoughts popping into my head from the spirit team, from the divine, from the angels, from everybody. I get things popping into my head all the time. And I have learned that I need to trust them, that is something I need to know or I need to impart on somebody else. So intuitive abilities are heightened right now. You really need to trust in them. And if you need help, you can reach out to Archangel Haniel to help you. And it's as simple as asking her, Archangel Haniel, please be with me and help me to accept, understand the messages I'm getting and heighten my intuitive abilities. Thank you. Always say thank you when you're asking something of the archangels. They don't want, you need to be grateful. So a thank you is always the way to end a prayer to an archangel. The Four of Water. The Four of Water is to me the message of you're not focusing, and you're missing opportunities, whether it's relationship opportunities, business opportunities, opportunities to, for abundance, you're missing. So when this comes as a message for the collective, it to me signals a time of restlessness or a time where people are giving into distractions and keeping their eye off, taking, their eye off the ball. That was the download that came. You're taking your eye off the ball. So for the next 4 weeks, right, this is not the time to stop what you're doing, to pause on your project. Just because there may be a temporary setback financially, you still need to keep working or you will miss an opportunity. This is the old don't stop or you will miss the opportunity to complete, to realize something new. So even though you may feel there's a setback, it's a detour, not a dead end. Right? Detour, not a dead end. So don't take your eye off the ball, kind of quote unquote, because you will more than likely miss an opportunity if you do. And then the last card, the Lovers, Archangel Raphael, who is also the healer. And I actually got two messages out of this. The first message was, you know, we're in material month. And today is, you know, 6/2, which is a relationship, right? 620. But the message I got was, how can you make your relationships healthier? How can you make yourself healthier? It's super important. I said this at the beginning of the year. At some point, I keep saying it, but our individual health, healthy bodies, this earth body, we need to honor it and take care of it and keep it healthy. But this message is also saying we need to make sure we do the same with our relationships. And we're in, we're in relationship month, we're in June, we're in material, everything material, right? And so this is really Archangel Raphael saying, hey, how do you make yourself and your relationships healthier? Maybe you need to do some healing in order to make your relationships healthier. Maybe there's some personal healing that needs to happen for you to make your relationships more healthier, or maybe just you yourself are struggling with being healthy or living healthier. This also happens when money may not be coming in and we start cutting back on food. Maybe we buy cheaper, less healthy foods instead of the healthier, more expensive foods. So really, making sure we don't go overboard on that, right? While you're managing your budget, don't start indulging in real cheap junk food. You still want to eat quality at a reasonable price, right? So keep yourself healthy, keep your relationships healthy. And then I always get a channeled message in song. I'm still working on understanding who the spirit team person is who keeps popping songs into my head. I'm getting closer to learning who that is. But the song that I got for this time period is the Beatles' Money Can't Buy Me Love. So I found that super interesting that it popped into my head a little bit earlier today. Go ahead and Google the lyrics. It's all about, I can give you these things, but it won't buy me love if you. So again, material things of this world are not where the love comes. So it all kind of ties in. Your angel number, Archangel Gabriel, the channeled messages, what's going on in the astrology are all the key themes to look out for the next 4 weeks. Any questions on any of that before I move on? Everybody good? Okay. So as I close out the video, for those that are watching and not live, like the video, subscribe to the channel, our Facebook page. Our next live event is going to be Wednesday, July 17th. Thursday, the 18th is my wedding anniversary, so I need to devote my time to my husband, right? Gotta nurture that relationship. So our next event is going to be Wednesday, July 17th. If you are local to the Crystal Lake, Illinois area, the next holistic health fair that I will be at is July 28th. It is at the Holiday Inn in Crystal Lake. If you are interested, you can go out to the Holistic Health Fair website, and it's like $3 a ticket to buy in advance, $5 at the door. It's an incredible day. A lot of healers of all kinds of modalities are at the fair. I am also offering now Guardian Angel. Oh, you live in Crystal Lake, Minnesota. Oh, that's so funny, Tiffany. Yeah, this is Crystal Lake, Illinois. A little far away. I think the distance, a little different. I now have Guardian Angel keychains and Guardian Angel pocket coins available for sale. They're not for sale yet on my website, just from a fulfillment perspective. But if you are interested in a Guardian Angel keychain or a coin, email me or text me for additional information. And I'll be happy to talk to you about how to either buy or get one free with the purchase of a session. So I I find that having something tangible to remind you of your guardian angels is really helpful as we go about our day. All right, so with that, we are going to close out the video. I want to thank you all who are watching on video. As always, everybody who is attending live, stay on. We're going to do Archangel Oracle card pulls for you. Those of you who are watching through the video, next time join us live and you too will get an Archangel Oracle card pull. Until then, peace and have a wonderful month of June through mid-July.